Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. What's up everybody? Welcome to yet another one of my reviews, and today, as you could tell from the title of the video, I am talking about something completely new, something that I really don't know why I ventured this way, to be very honest. I went ahead and bought the Fuji X100V. And in today's video, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about what I think about this camera. Do I like it? Do I hate it? Do I change anything about it? And, you know, just the usual stuff. Alright, you guys. So I've been thinking about buying this camera for quite some time now. I am a Sony user. I love making videos, and I was like, why would I need like a small compact point and shoot camera? And I've been debating it in my head for the longest time until I actually went ahead and bought it. I said, you know what? It's constantly been hitting on my mind to go and purchase this camera. I didn't know why would I need it. And then I went ahead. I was like, you know what? I'll have a few glasses of wine, and then I went and I bought it. I'm just gonna start off by saying this camera is absolutely fantastic. I am so happy that I bought it. You know, you could tell straight away, like, this is a very nostalgic camera, brings you a lot of like the film look, retro look and feel, and this is exactly what I was looking for in this camera. I come from Beirut, which is a very nostalgic city, and as soon as I started shooting, especially in black and white with this camera, it automatically gave me the feeling of nostalgia, and I fell in love with it. And honestly, it's so small, it's so nice that you just want to hold it, go out and keep shooting. It just makes you fall in love again with shooting. I remember the first time I did street photography, I was in New York, and I went with two street photographers. We did amazing tours of New York, and I loved street photography. But then when I came back to Dubai, it just died a little bit. I never used to go out and shoot. And with time, I felt, you know what, I need to grow this again. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos about street photography, and it just like gave me back the feeling of, you know, I want to go out and start shooting on the streets again. So I got it, and I've been using it for a week now, constantly. Wherever I'm sitting, I'm just holding this camera and shooting with it. You just want to shoot with it. It just gives you the feeling of, really, let's go out and shoot. Let's play around, and it's so much fun. It's a lot of fun to use this camera. So yeah, that's my thought, and that's why I bought it. Now I'm just gonna talk about, features. Like, what do I love about this camera? And there's this one feature that is absolutely brilliant. I'm gonna do a separate video about it. So I'm just gonna start off by talking about the three main features that I love about this camera. The first feature, obviously, if you gonna buy this camera, you're gonna buy it for one reason, which is film simulation. Fuji has done a great job in perfecting the color science, and every photo that you take will bring back a feeling, will give you a nostalgic feeling. The film simulation is the X factor in this camera, so if you want to buy it, you really need to be on top of your film simulation game. You need to use film simulation quite a lot. The two simulations that I absolutely think that I fell in love with, but this is perfectly my opinion, is the classic negative. I don't like really green, and I don't like red. I'll prefer if they're toned down a little bit, less saturated and washed out. So I felt classic negative gave me what I really wanted in a photo. And obviously black and white Acros with a yellow filter. These two I felt were quite amazing. I tweaked them a little bit just to get what I like, so I'm gonna put them down below. So yeah, have a look at it, try it. The second feature that I'm gonna tell you, no one could do it better, is the focus. When you just go and put focus all, you know, because every time I want to shoot, I'm always constantly unsure of my focus setting. Do I want it wide? Do I want it single? Do I want it, you know, flexible? And I always end up using wide because, you know, I'm just gonna grab as much as possible, hoping that I'll get everything in focus. But Fuji nailed it with the focus all. And what they mean by that is, if you set up the stick to focus, and with one single click, you could get into the focus menu, and with the back dial you just turn it to the right to increase from single to zone to wide, or back it down. And I think that's super duper fast. I don't think there's a faster way of doing it. I've never used a camera that allows you to change that fast on the spot, and it's perfect, you know. So that's my second favorite feature. And my last, and freaking amazing, Fuji, good job in doing this, is the front dial. And controlling three things with the front dial. Look, you control the aperture from the ring, and it's absolutely nice. It gives you a very nice feeling, but I usually shoot in aperture priority, especially if I'm out and about. I always change the aperture to get a shutter speed where like at least 160 or 200, so that I don't get any shake. I want everything to be, you know, in focus and sharp as possible. But you know, the dial is not as friendly. You can't see it. You have to raise your head like this, you know. Do you see it? So you could change your aperture from here. But not only that, if you change your ISO to C and you change your exposure compensation to C, the front dial now allows you to change all three together, because, you know, that's a button. If you didn't know, you're welcome. So the way you set this up is on your menu, you go to button dial settings, and then go down to the second page and click on aperture ring setting, put it as command. And once you do that, you're able to change your aperture with this command. Now, if you put ISO and exposure compensation to C and C, what will end up happening is you'll be able to give the button a function, like whether to change aperture, change exposure compensation, or change ISO. And I think that's absolutely brilliant. In one tap, you could change three of the most important exposure metrics. How smart is that? Sony, Canon, do something. And also, I was very confused between buying the Fuji or the GR, because I wanted a small compact camera that I would use every day. And the reason why I went for the Fuji is because of the video. Now, I know what you're gonna say, like it's not really like, you're not gonna get the best video out of the Fuji, but on the contrary, I think you will get an amazing video. It's up to 4K, which is great. In general, this was a decisive factor, because you know what, if I'm out, I want a camera that's gonna give me a good video. I already did like a small edit. You know what, let me play it quickly. So this was like a very quick edit of my video. Like I was just sitting there, just fooling around, and I did like a super cool nostalgic video. It gives you this sense of nostalgia, the film effect, which was done super quick. So one of the reasons why I picked up this was actually video. If you're a beginner photographer, I don't think this is the camera for you. I think there's more entry-level cameras that you could start with. It can be quite intimidating. The menu can be a bit intimidating. Now, if you really want to learn photography and you want to put all efforts in it, then by all means grab it. Fixed lens feature is amazing. This way you don't really have to think a lot about your focal length. You could just, you know that you're only fixed to 35 millimeters, and you have to be as creative as possible with it, which I think is good for beginner photographers now. And if you're mid to really expert in photography, you just want to go out and keep shooting, and you lost this sense of photography, like you're not going out as much as possible to shoot, I think this camera will definitely put your feet back on the ground and make you go out and start shooting again. So that's it for me, guys. The more I use this camera, I'm gonna make more videos about it. Let me know in the description below if you like this type of content. Tell me if you like the Fuji or not. What was your thoughts? Is there any feature that I missed that you guys think is amazing? Let me know, and yeah, let's talk more. Fuji film, Fuji. I still love Sony, by the way, and I'm really considering buying the A7S III, yeah. But for my everyday use, definitely that. Anyway, see you guys.